All right. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. This is the PowerAddicts Meetup for May 2021, the second one for this year. We're excited to have a good bunch of people today sharing what they did in the hackathon. So before we start with that, let me just quickly congratulate some of the MVPs for this month. So let me share my screen quickly. So the two MVPs that I know of, and probably there are more, but the business applications MVP is Taerim Han. She actually came on PowerAddicts Meetup a while ago, and I know she has done some really cool stuff with PCF. So everyone was everyone's mind blew when she showed the stuff she has done. So very well deserved, and happy that she's an MVP now. So congratulations to Taerim Han and Matt Beard as well. Congratulations to him as well. Is there anyone else? I don't know if I missed out anyone.
Yeah, I think those are the two that I had on top of my mind as well. But if there was anybody else, a big, huge congratulations to them as well.
Yeah. So now the
Mark Carrington as well.
Was that?
Mark Carrington.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Congrats.
The same company, so that's absolutely
all
great.
of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's switch to our main topic for today. So the Power Platform School, they did a hackathon in March, I think, end of March sometime, and we have the hackathon winners with us today, the UK team, and they're going to present what they built. So super excited to know what they worked on, and I'm happy that they'll be able to share their work here. Before they do that, I'll switch it over to Trisha to give us some more details about the Power Platform School, and then switch it over to the FUMI team. Trisha, all yours.
Cool. I won't take long. What I'll do is I'll share a video that kind of talks about the Power Platform School and what's so amazing about it. And then I'll basically just talk a little bit about what the process that the mentees went through. Then I'll hand over to FUMI and her team for them to go through the hackathon as you mentioned. So if I basically just share my screen and enable sound. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what the Power Platform School is, it's an initiative that I came up with that allows Black ethnic people to enter into tech. I put this together to basically give people the opportunity that I know they don't feel that they have, because they do.
Being involved in this project and being able to actually change lives and show people what they can actually do is really, really exciting for me.
If you see other people out there that look like you, that are doing something that you think you might not be able to do, then it kind of makes you think that you can also do it.
When you see the students start to put all the pieces of the Power Platform together, and once you have that aha, that click moment of everything's connected, like can build these super cool, intricate apps, that part is really, really awesome to watch.
When a mentee gets a job and they get that job offer, I think that actually is my favorite moment. Cool. So basically, as you saw there, that was kind of like the overall idea behind the Power Platform. So what the Power Platform is, it is an initiative that we came up with to provide people from a Black background or who are Black to enter into the Power Platform community. As you know, there's only like 3 or 4% of people who are Black that are actually within IT, and that's worldwide. This is aiming to change that. through upskilling, through knowledge of the Power Platform. And then what we're trying to do is we're trying to pair them with partners. So the ask from you guys is, if you are working with a Microsoft partner, of course, we would love for you to let us know. This program is based in the US and the UK. We have just finished the last round of the Power Platform, and the mentees, they've been through training that includes Power App in a Day, Power Virtual Agent in a Day, Power Automate, and also the more essential skills training, like your project methodology, change management, etc. So they're not obviously like full-fledged consultants. No, what we are trying to do is we're trying to basically give them the background to enable them to now go into a practice, a partner, and learn on the job, just like if you basically employ anyone in an entry-level position, it's absolutely fine. But a lot of the mentees already have like your IT degrees and also valuable experience that would be leverageable there. So if you are working with a partner, the ask is the CTA for me to you. Reach out, let us know, and let's try and see if we can actually increase the amount of Black people that are working in tech. That is my ask of you. And also the second ask is, of course, we're always on the lookout for new mentors. Please feel free to go to the website, www.powerplatformschool.com, and submit your name and your details if you would like to volunteer for the next round, which will be in next year, February. So I'm now going to hand over to Funmi and her team, who are the UK winners of the Global Hackathon.
So PA stock. So PA stock is, you're a bit too fast. You're a bit too fast, man. Okay, so PA stock is the inventory management app that we made. So this is yeah. So let's meet the team then. Okay. So this is Funmi Mamora. I worked on this project as the project manager. Then we got Ben, who was a product manager, acted as a product manager. We have Chipano Ray, who was the Power BI data and analytic manager. Ganesh Sadaps, who was the lead data analyst, and Sam Chaplin, the lead Dynamics 365 consultant. Okay, so this is my journey. So my journey, I came to the Power Platform school really out of curiosity. I'd heard about like no code, low code, and all those kind of things that you could build an app without having any coding knowledge, and I thought, okay, yeah. That's what really brought me to the Power Platform School. So the Power Platform School for me, arriving at the Power Platform School, I was kind of like a bit impressed because aside from like them providing like hands-on training on the Microsoft Power Platform, I learned how to use Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate, and also Power Virtual Agent. And also, like, there were essential interactive skills workshops whereby we were also taught like about project management, change management, communication, and networking. And also like we got to meet like mentors, like senior mentors, like people like Ben Banks, who was a mentor. And the whole I think for me, the peak of everything else was like you learned all these skills, and then where do you get to use them? So then all of a sudden I was on the hackathon. So on the hackathon, I went on the hackathon as a team lead, and I'm thinking, these are all experts. What am I going to lead here? But getting on, on the hackathon, I was also quite amazed that, it's an event whereby you get to use all those skills, that the skills, and you also get to, do this with members of the actual Microsoft community. So on the hackathon itself, yeah, we were put in small groups, and we were told to create a innovative solution, to align with whatever the problems statement was as of the time. So for us, we chose to make an inventory management app for PA stocks. So students apply, on this platform, they apply the learning, the communication and leadership skills that they've gained on the program. And you also get to increase your actual knowledge of the Microsoft technology in business. So I honestly had a wonderful time. I learned so much from the very best. The actual Microsoft community members, they were really, really amazing. I met some amazing teammates. I 100% recommend it to anyone in the Bain community wanting to get into tech. I want to take this opportunity to thank Tricia Sinclair, all members and workers of the Power Platform School, all mentors, trainers, and sponsors for supporting such a powerful initiative. That's my journey. Thank you.
Hi, this is Tripanda, and I will just give you a brief on how it led up to the hack. So we were just brought into a team of strangers, which we never heard of anyone or which we never knew anyone, and which was nicely led by Fumi. So how we led up to the hack was it was well coordinated among us and led by Fumi, and she set up number of calls. So first call we met and we get to know each other, and then we decided that we have to set up the trial environment and give everyone access so that everyone is set up technically, and then we have shared our skill sets among us, and then we understood that what are the things we need to keep in mind in time of hack, and what kind of solution or what kind of things we will be able to come up with. So there was a concrete game plan from our side, like we have to tell a story through the solution that we will be building, and it needs to project a kind of teamwork among us, which will be shown in our presentation, and the way we will present, and the areas of the work that will be contributed by each member. And the particular problem statement should be very clear, where it should be a problem and there should be a solution to the problem, and what benefits our solution will bring to the world, and what benefit they should get that when the solution will be implemented. And of course, everything we cannot achieve on that particular day. So we need to show that where it can lead up to, so the scope of enhancements and who the target audiences are. And finally, how we will go about with the video presentation, because it should be a video of only concise to 5 minutes, and we should be able to present our solution and talk about it. So all these things were well done and well researched before the hackathon. And now Ben will take us through the journey on that day, how we go about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Branda. So I think just to cover off the day, when it actually got to the day itself, we had to figure out how much time we had at the beginning. So it was a 9 o'clock start, I believe, and it finished at 5 o'clock. But the actual time of the hack itself was 4 hours. I actually got into the wrong room at the beginning of it. I went to the wrong room, got found by Will Darrington, which was nice, and brought back into the right room. And everyone had started meeting themselves. And I think the first stage was just it was introductions first, actually. And Funmi, you did a really good job, because she was able to, actually get everyone just to open up a little bit and break the ice, which was perfect. And then after that point, it was a case of how we're gonna what's the strategy here, and we wanted to obviously build something that would help a business in retail that could basically manage their inventory stock and take them into the digital age, rather than being stuck on a bit of paper all over the warehouse or the distribution center. So that was kind of the planning stage. We all got to know each other before we started talking about skill sharing, and the skill sharing part was really fun because it was amazing how people, all of us from different parts of the world, virtually never met each other, just kind of like we are over COVID, we were able to meet and build something in 4 hours, and also build relationships. We all had a very much, I think there was, if they don't mind me saying, the team, there was a bit of blood, sweat and tears, especially towards the end of the actual build, but that was the excitement of it. I think it was, what we saw by that bit of stress and pressure that it put on us, it got us to the end, but it also made us achieve something amazing like this. So this, again, the skill sharing as well was good because myself, I had actually just been out of work when COVID hit and walked into the hackathon as a mentor. And I loved the program myself as a mentor, but the crazy thing is I went from working in a warehouse shipping Apple products, which is a very different job to what I normally do, just over the COVID period, and then I joined this team and we're doing this thing about inventory management in distribution centers. So it was the industry knowledge that I could bring to the team, and how everyone kind of sucked that up. That's why I went into that kind of product management role, because we had to understand how does a distribution center work, and that was the planning stage as well, with including the sharing stage. Was how, let's look at what it looks like inside one of those centers, from a person picking all the products off the actual racks, to a person going onto the bays and sifting through those products and making sure their QA has been done and then shipped off. So that was a huge part of the planning first, and we spent probably a good, on a whiteboard, a virtual whiteboard that was given to us through the actual program we were using, a good hour, maybe 2 hours actually, before we started building the actual solution. And then as soon as we did that, we just figured out whose skill sets were what. So Sam came on, Sam Chaplin, he was amazing. He works at Hitachi. He was our lead D365 consultant, Power Apps builder. And along with him and myself, I also know quite a bit about D365, working in an ISV for Microsoft. So I was able to jump in there and lend a hand building forms and entities alongside Sam. Trapanda, she was awesome because she knows Power BI, analytics, visuals, dashboards, and all she wanted to do is tell us, make sure there's data in the right field, so she could pull that across to her part of the actual dashboard, the Power BI dashboard, which gives good visuals across the whole warehouse and the operation. And then finally, Funmi, the actual the leading of it is you're very good at it, Funmi. That's all I'm going to say, right? You're very good at leading a team, but also making people feel really calm. And by doing that, even when we were all a bit stressed, you kept everyone together. So I just want to say we really appreciate that. Right, I'm going to hand you back over now so that we can actually share our demo. And rather than walking you through it, which probably would be longer than 5 minutes, to be honest, we haven't got that time today. We thought we would do a 5-minute video. And from that 5-minute video, this is how much time we were allotted to make this solution, and it speaks for itself. So I'm going to pass it back to Vivek. Thank you.
Yeah, let me share it. Oh, submission. Give me 1 sec.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having some issues as well. So let's see if this works. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Yes, it's on the screen.
Who are we? PA Supermarket, your wholesale retailer, enabling customers for the last 5 years, have a chain of 50 retail stores to sell the product. Sells food, bakery, frozen fruits and vegetables, ready to go meal. Problems we are facing: existing inventory runs on, number of Excel sheets, number of hard copy papers. We are losing time and money. We have wastage, inefficient ordering process. We're missing orders, lack of visibility on out of stock products, and on cost involved on reordering. How we solve it: a team from Power Platform School, Samuel Chaplin, Ben Banks, Tripana Ray, Ganesh Sanaps, and myself, Fumima Moore, engaged to build an inventory management app. It tracks orders. It shows the order level and highlights reordering. It notifies the retailer on shipping. It shows the cost involved in reordering, visibility on expiring products, and low stock levels. I'll hand over to Sam to demo.
Thanks very much for me. So I just wanted to start on one of the three core areas of this application, which is the warehouse. At this level, we can configure our warehouse in pieces such as areas, aisles, rack numbers, and bays. Our areas, aisles, and rack numbers are for the stock that's within the system. So under this area, we've got them categorized, for example, as frozen foods here. We've got those aisles that correspond to that. The bays are for our outgoing orders. So this is whereby we might be popping our orders into a bay that the logistics company may collect. So you can we've got 3 shipped orders within our outgoing bay 1. Now going to move over to the next area, which is our stock. From here, we can see that we've got our products within the system. For example, apples here, we can see that we have them in an overview of the product, some product dates, some key dates such as expiry, the location in the warehouse, such as the rack number, and we can see that that aisle is under produce and associated correctly. If I head back up to the product level, we've also got the orders. So this is an overview of all the orders within the system and for which customer they exist. I'm now going to move on to our actual customers. So from the highest level, we've got accounts and contacts. Accounts allow us to capture orders that would be against our customers that would qualify as stores. So in this case, we've got store 51, that's a store out in Peterborough. We also allow for contacts in the system that may be our online e-commerce orders for us to be able to deliver to them. So for the sake of the demonstration, I'm just going to show a quick order creation under store 51. So if I go into the store, we get a high-level overview of the store and its location and its key contact. This might be the store manager. If I pop into orders here, I can actually create a new order and populate the details there. Once we update the order status to shipped, so in the case of order 3 here, we would go through the process of having a received order, then tracking it being picked, and then finally being shipped and moved off to a bay. We trigger a Power Automate flow in the background, which will send an email out to notify the store manager, Sam Chaplin in this case, that his order's been shipped. Thanks very much. I'm going to hand over to Trapana to look at the reporting.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. So we have just built a inventory overview for example, the store manager can have a view of it to have a high level view of what the inventory stands at the moment. So he can view it either by product, or we have the product types like frozen, etc. And we have the number of units in stock and the number of products, and the number of products which are expiring in 7 days or have been arriving in next 7 days. And here is the split of the by units in stock by the product names. And we can see here how many racks are being occupied by each of these products, in shown as absolute and percentage terms as well. And here the unit of price shows that how many products, how the products will affect the costing if we put the ordering for those products. And here it shows the threshold of the particular product. So these definitely gives a high level view, and it has much scope for improvements of having various matrices here. So I will just hand over to Ben. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. And I think just to finish this off, it's this, we made something that's obviously going to massively take us into the digital age. We're about enhancing this product as well. We're not just building something that's just going to sit there and be stagnant. We want it to be able to use things like AI Builder to obviously allow, for intelligent, machine learning to see what the trends are from customer buying, the prices that we sell things at, and also the stock inside of there as well. Thank you. Fantastic. So that was our video, everyone, or I should say the brief that we were given, and I think you could hear the little bell at the end. Just a note for anyone that does a hackathon: use a bell or use a timer, because the first video we did was 9 minutes, or was it longer than that for me? I think it was maybe the 9 minutes, yeah. And then Trapanda told us we should record it at the end. We almost didn't. So just to let you know that you should listen to your teammates, and it worked. So there you go. Does anyone? This is kind of our QA session. I hope we all liked it, and if there's any questions, please fire them at us. We're happy to help.
So what were some of the challenges? I know you guys seem to be like the perfect team over there, but there have to be some challenges. What were some challenges that you guys faced when working as a team?
Broadband,
especially with everything being virtual, right? Like it's a different thing when you're in person and doing a hackathon, and then now it's people all over around the world and coming together to do this hackathon and doing everything virtual. I'm sure there were some sort of things that you learned along the way.
Yeah, I think from hackathon perspective, if I can take that, so time was the major challenging factor because the complete program was from 9 to 5, which included judging, playback of all the other submissions, and then some time for the judgment and all this. So finally, we got 4 hours from scratch till the video that you have just seen. So planning for this, like calculating the times and allocating the times within the teammates and allocating roles within them, because we had to ensure that it is built and we had some data there so that Power BI report can at least show some data, and we didn't put the demo part till the end. So this whatever PPT, it was quite a straightforward slides, but it were like we just taken 15 minutes of our time and just put all our brains together and get it done in 15 minutes and keep it ready and keep it aside, and then again moved ahead with the things. And as Ben mentioned, like the planning was quite detailed one, and there were other solutions as well which could have been built, but like for example social media integration, etc. But when we checked back on our skill sets, it didn't had quite proficiency on that, so we stayed away from that. And this was somewhere we showed that we thought that we would come up with something really quick. And as a part of strategy, we always like thought that keep it simple and have a MVP kind of solution which works end to end. And then, of course, if you have more time, which you will never have, I think, to enhance more on that, but end to end and get it working and get to see where you want to be. And then definitely about the video and all, we didn't do much things on the video that to have more things and about the effects and having some title slides, etc. So it was just a Teams call, and we just gone ahead and recorded it and shared it because very less time was limited on that, and that was like I think most straightforward way and things like that. And for me, for Power Platform, I'll just add here like I had joined one in 2019. I really enjoyed it, and that's why I came back and really enjoyed in 2020. It is really good to like participate in this kind of things and get something. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
I do have a question for Funmi though, because obviously like Funmi had no actual knowledge of the Power Platform prior to this whole thing. So Funmi, how did you actually find like just finishing the school the day before, going straight into the hackathon? How did you mentally prepare yourself and your team whilst also working with the Power Platform? And also, as a follow-up question, what parts of what we just saw, like, did you actually build anything using the Power Platform? What was your contribution?
Okay. I think I got on the team. I was panicking. I was like, what? Because I didn't expect to, I thought even if I was going on the hackathon, I thought I'd just go in as a team member. So when you said that, when I was told that I was going to lead, I was like, really? So I came on board. I more or less like project managed, the actual thing. I didn't get to build anything because the experts, like, they were so fast at what they were doing, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and go over everything all again. I remember the first thing Sam told me was, you need to go over apps in a day, and I thought, overnight. So it was a bit scary, but then I think seeing what they did on the day made me understand, like, there's a lot more to learn for me, like there's really a lot more to learn if you want to be as good as them. And they're really, really good. They were very supportive. my interest has grown the more.
That's great.
That's great.
I have a question. I might have missed that earlier. What was the total time that you had to put everything together?
4 hours.
That is impressive for 4 hours.
Yeah, let's not tell that to our clients.
I was going to say, and there was a 30-minute break in between that 4 hours.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, we did.
Did you guys take the break or did you just push through?
It's kind of off. We were always on it. We were never off, were we? The whole 4 hours, everyone had the screens on, but I was going. We were sorting the kids out, doing everything else, running back to the screens. So it's kind of like everyone was in each other's living room, in a sense. But we weren't. It was crazy, and we were all talking over each other at some points. The pressure, that was the exciting part because everyone was like, no one was getting a word in edgewise at the end. But then it just came together, and we were all like, so. It's that whole build up and working as a team, seeing that that hard work then pay off and to something that's actually people noticed was actually good. So yeah, it was cool.
Did you all meet? Did you all know who your teammates are before the hackathon, or was it on the day that you actually?
Sorry, Geeta, your voice is breaking a bit. I mean, it's.
Oh, can you hear me okay now?
No.
I heard what you what your question, because you said, did we meet? I think 4 of us had met up prior to the actual hackathon. We had 2 meetings where we had gotten to meet each other and got over skill sets and also if anyone find out if anyone had actually attended a hackathon before, because for me this was my first. I didn't even know what to expect. And I think Chipana was the only person that had actually attended one before. And she also gave us some knowledge on lessons learned. So we had an idea of of what. No, really, we didn't really have an idea, but we went away and I think we did our little bits of researches. And then on the day, on the day, I remember Ben just came in and said, "Oh,
I'm in the wrong room here."
Maybe about five minutes before start. Oh, I'm part of your team. I'm like, really? So we were really happy to have Ben come on board. So him and Sam and Ganesh. Yeah,
it was my first time as well.
Funny.
It was my first time as well for me. So I think for me coming into it as well from the other end, it was my first time mentoring actually, and then my first time in a hackathon. So we could see everything from both angles, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool. So when is the next hackathon for Power Platform School?
Yeah, so the next time you guys will not be new. So that's going to be next year, this time again. And you will be the old hands, and it's going to be even more amazing. It's going to be good.
Yep. It'd be good to see. I mean, I know a lot of you are already upskilling, and you'll learn a lot more 1 year from now, and you'll be the mentor. So yeah, it's always fun to be in hackathons and learn a lot. I remember my first hackathon, and I didn't know much, but you can figure out. I mean, there are always ways to contribute, and you learn from that. So yeah. All right. So switching gears a bit, and first of all, actually, before we switch gears, thank you so much, you guys, for joining us today and sharing your solution with us. This was really, I know though we don't have a lot of people live right now, I know it's something that we'll be posting on our YouTube channel, and a lot of people will learn a lot from this. So more than the solution itself, I think it's about how you can work virtually with a group of people from all around the world and just make something which could be useful, right? And that's why I was telling, let's not tell this to our clients because they'll expect us to build projects within 4 hours. But that's the beauty of these hackathons, right? You can make something end to end and it shows how, I mean, a team who doesn't know each other at all, they can build something wonderful. So it's always
And
great
in such short period of time, like 4 hours, you have
Yeah.
a functioning solution, which is amazing.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys, for
Thank you.
sharing.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks for inviting us. Yeah.
And so switching gears a little bit, I know Geeta, you wanted to share something about the chef PNP stuff.
Yeah.
So yep, go ahead.
So just wanted to do a quick call out to the PNP Patterns and Practices Power Platform Samples repo out on GitHub. If you haven't looked at that, then now is a good time. There is a repo just for PowerFX samples. You know, we recently know PowerFX is the name for the language that we use to build anything in Power Apps, and the integration with Flow and other tools within the platform is coming shortly, but there are already a lot of samples that are out there for you to use. So it's a free repository where you can go contribute, and you can also, utilize some of the samples there. So there are a couple of ways you can contribute. You can either add a new sample, or you could even submit a new issue on an existing sample, or maybe even submit a suggestion, and maybe someone in the community can pick it up and create one and share in this repo. So this is just not for PowerFX. I mean, the intention is to have a Power Platform samples repo, kind of like a one-stop shop for everything Power Platform, be it Power Automate, Flows, or Power Virtual Agent samples, Power Apps, or PowerFX. So it's kind of like really going to be your single one-stop shop for all your samples that you would want to collaborate with the community on. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to that, and Vivek has the link dropped in there. Go and check out all the different samples that we have there, and we plan to have a PowerAddicts Meetup focused on this repo, and also to talk about, take a deep dive and talk about how you can contribute and what it takes to actually use these samples and things like that. So today we just wanted to just give a quick primer on what this sample is about, but watch out for more details, and we will share shortly what the next meetup is going to look like.
Yep. So I know a lot of people already contributed a bunch of samples. I know Geeta, you have Anton, Matthew Devaney, yes, Hero also. So yeah, a lot of good samples in there for you to try out. And you can contribute as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And using it is pretty simple too, because there is an MSApp file in each of those samples. So you could just download the MSApp file. Or if you are someone who likes to use the Power App source code tool, then you can download the source code and pack it into an MSApp file and use it as well.
Yep.
But yes, there is a little bit of history around how these samples came into play. But we'll talk about that in detail and do a deep dive in one of our next meetups.
Yep. So before we end the call, some shout outs to our Anton, you joined in late. But yeah, Microsoft Build is coming up May 25 to 27th. So paste the link for that here. I know there'll be some good Power Platform sessions in there. I know MBAS happened, so if you haven't watched MBAS yet, go and watch. There are some really good announcements over there. So watch out for those. I mean, go and look at the recordings of those sessions. But I know Build is also going to have some announcements apart from MBAS. So yeah, look out for the Power Platform sessions Build as well. So go ahead and register now. It's free. So that's the event. Any other events happening? Anyone wants to give any shout out? Okay.
I think it's the big one that's coming, the Microsoft hosted event Build that's coming up in May.
Yeah, I hear that at Build, they're supposed to do like a few like game changer announcements in the platforms, specifically around Power Apps.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm gonna be there to hear it. And they wouldn't even give us a early preview of what it was, but they were basically kind of telling us like this could be some earth shattering stuff. So
Yeah. So the other one, I know it's a bit far out, but Summit North America, the community summit is happening. It's going to be in person in October. So it's going to be in Houston, Texas. So if you want to submit as a speaker, any session, they are open right now, so you can apply to speak. And I'm pretty sure the audience that we have here, please feel free. I mean, I know they have some virtual sessions as well, I think. So it's a combination of things. So I know you're based in UK. I don't know if you will travel here, but still, it's something that's happening in October. And if you want to speak, I think that the due date is July sometime. So
Yes.
I pasted the link for that as well. All right, so I think that's all we had. Anything else, Anton or Geeta? Did I forget to cover?
I think we covered it all.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
so sorry.
wow.
So we'll have our next meetup. So we generally try to do it on the second Tuesday of every month. So that would be 8th or 15th based on how we get people's availabilities. But yeah, that would happen 8th or 15th June, and that will be posted on the vrpoweraddicts.com website. So subscribe to that and you'll get that as a notification.
Yep.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll meet you next month.
Sorry I was late. See you next month.
Yep.